We know today is World Mental Health Day, so today here is with us Dr. Soumya. Dr. Soumya, what are the major mental illness which are prevalent in India?
The major ones that are prevalent are depression and anxiety, very common as well. Yeah. So.
Can you tell me elaborately about these two diseases? What are the status in India?
Okay. So, the misconception of anxiety is people think that normally how we get anxious in certain situations, that is an anxiety issue. But there's something called an anxiety disorder where a person's wiring is so negatively prompted that any situation on the external side, the person is able to only see the negative aspect, and that causes some physical symptoms within the person. So the person can have palpitations, increased sweating, the person can have panicking, breathlessness, and in some cases a person can even have stomach problems and vomiting and bodily symptoms like that. And in depression what happens is because of chemical changes in the brain, the person feels a constant state of low and doom in general. So there's anhedonia. It's a term where the person loses interest in day-to-day joys and day-to-day things that they previously would find joy in. Like for example, taking a walk in the park, or even looking at the sunrise or sunset, or making some coffee, that does not give the person joy. And their day-to-day work and quality of life also gets affected because of this, because they cannot concentrate on their work or do not find any joy through their work. And these things are very subtle, and they grow into the mind in a very slow format, where a person is not able to pinpoint that this is an issue. But over a long time, or over a few weeks or a month, or sometimes even years, a person realizes that, oh, there's something different and this is not who I am, and before I was a very different person.
Okay, so major depression is quite different from what is the general perception in the public, like कि मुझे तनाव हो रहा है, मुझे stress हो रहा है. It's not because of that person's habit or something, it's natural.
Yes, where people assume that depression has to be very drastic, like a person losing his temper, or like going to alcohol or drugs, or talking about suicide or something like that. But the real thing is that a person who looks normally very happy can also be very depressed internally, and could be covering it up with many coping mechanisms like humor, or by distracting themselves by meeting people. So it's a very subjective analysis, and a person outside may or may not be able to make out that a person is suffering through depression.